Well, winter time's here with a vengeance. It's cold here on the ridge, and the deer, the bucks are still around here. And the turkey, they're back doing real good. Welcome, friends. Welcome to the foothills of the Smokies. Another chapter and another year of As the Ridge Turns here on the ridge in Tennessee. Now you can see it's a dreary morning here, but it's 25 degrees here right now. And I mean it is cold, but the animals seem to be doing real good. And yes, we had a little bit of snow here, but nothing like y'all did north of here. It missed us, but it come down pretty good for a while, but it didn't lay on this warm ground. Ground's still too warm. But it's cold here. But anyway, guys, I hope y'all staying warm and hope you're enjoying the new year. Now, these little animals, they seem to be moving around even better after it got cold. I mean, they're wearing it out. But anyway, here at the pond, it has some water in it, but it's mostly mud. We take a lot of rain, but looks like we ain't gonna get nothing but snow and ice. But anyway, guys, welcome to the new year and another year of As the Ridge Turns. So I want you to enjoy yourself, take it easy, and let's see who stepped in front of the cameras this year. Well, up on the ridge, you can see a little buck right here. There are still on this ridge. There's one more rut to go. Usually one right at the first of the year. And the turkeys are back too out of the back ridges. They've moved back on this side of the ridge. And they seem to be having a good time as cold as it is. But we had a bad windstorm here one day, and it blowed another big tree down here across the trail. I'll have to cut that down later. But it didn't make no mind to this little herd of deer here. They just go through it, about their business. Here's a buck following them around. He's just sniffing them does. And here's the amazing thing about this. He just moseyed right up to the camera and laid down. Looks like an old deer, don't it? Like he's seen some time. He's tired, just relaxing. What's the odds of him laying down in front of that camera? And he just shifts around different positions here. And I filmed clip after clip after clip. He laid here for hours. And I just cut it down here basically to show you. He turned around again, but he's just relaxing. Feels safe here. He's just laying down. Rare to catch stuff like this. But we'll not bother him, let him rest. Looks like he's been fighting. Across the ridge, a turkey here on a wet day. They in these thickets, scratching, browsing. And I'm glad to see them around. Just working the ridge. And then they'll work their way back around the other way. And there's old Yaller moving up through the rock on a cold day. And the little birds down here in the acre, they working hard getting these little leftover pieces that the bigger animals have been getting. Ain't they pretty? They all have a hard time in this cold weather. But they get it while they can. Beautiful little birds. The old squirrel, he loves these acorns too. He always working in them. and it's comical to watch 'em eat. He can wear them acorns out, can't he? And looks like the does are in here. Mommy and one of her little yearlings. And the buck's in here too. They just take turns browsing through these acorn piles under these leaves. There's still a lot of acorns there, they just gotta dig for them under these leaves. But ain't them precious pictures. And you can see here, this looks like the twins. Look what a heavy winter coat they got on. They still doing good. And there's the old herd. I counted 8 on that ridge one morning. And the bucks just following them around. They still, like I said, one more rut to do here. And then it'll be over. And they just waiting for their time. You liable to see them anywhere. But they're wore out. I know they are fighting amongst themselves, following these does around. They'll get a big rest. And little does, they always watching behind them. And even here at the log, there's a buck. But he comes through. He's just browsing and eating too, while he's watching these does. This is Ricky's spot. He's still on them walnuts. I try to keep him supplied with walnuts, and they get gone quick as I throw them out there to him. I relocate them from another tree off on the ridge, pick up a little bucket load, throw them down. And there's old Red. Red-bellied woodpecker. He loves this spot. He's made it home, looks like. But he likes them acorns too. And all the little birds, they just share. They just share. And at the tree, looks like there's a whole bunch of little birds. Working the woods over. And there's a whole bunch of squirrels too. Look like a half a dozen of them. Ricky and his friends. But at the rock, all I filmed during the day was little Ricky on his perch, eating on something. Quiet place now. Old Dirty Dan's taking that nap. And down at the pond, the deer's always down here sometime or another. Looks like a little yearling there. They just browsing, water or no water. And the turkeys at the pond too. They like to scratch in it. And on the other camera, you see the doe down here at the pond, browsing around. And the bucks following them around too, smelling around. But I'm going to show you something here that you normally don't think. You think this doe is going to the bathroom? This doe is leaving its scent for a buck. That's rare to catch that. And that old buck ain't long picking up on it either. That's old one antler. One got one side broke. But that's just nature. Rare to catch some of these pictures, I'm telling you. When it come dark, the old coons coming off their den trees. It's a cold evening for them. But they got things to do. There goes No Tail. And there's old Willie going around the rocks. And down to acorns, well, the night shift takes over. Possums eating on them acorns. They ain't picky. Bugs are gone, they've got to eat. And there's a buck back down there in the acorns at night. They browsing on them. They hungry and they know it's getting cold and they want to get them while they can. And you catch these bucks anywhere out in the woods, just browsing through, following them does. Here's one that's spooked. They get gone real quick when they want to. There's the foxes coming out. They moved around pretty good last week. And that light you see behind there, the coon, that's another camera lit up. They must have walked in front of it. But they got to say hi, don't they? And there's the old skunks moving through the log. Ain't they pretty? And that looks like old flat top right there. And up the rock, they seem to be getting more and more skunks up the rock. It's getting their time of year where maybe we catch some young this year. There's plenty of them seem like they're moving around, especially at the rock. And there's another one. Well, that's flat top there. I ain't seen old marks this week. They're precious. That looks like old Willie. He's getting ready to turn in. And of course the coons are here. This is just their normal passing through spots, checking things out every night. This is just two of many. And they're a close family. And up on the ridge, there's one got to say hi as he passes through. And they got to say hi to again when they're at the pond. Check-in time. Just coming and going. They got to say hi every once in a while. They're just too curious. They can't help themselves. And on the other camera, I'll film the foxes on a dreary night, the fog there. And they seem to be having a good time. That looks like Freddie and Betty. They're just playing or mating, courting, having a good time. Now come daylight, another day unfolds. Bucks are still chasing the doe. And a little old deer herd, they just browse wherever they happen to browse to, or something don't run them off. And the bucks just follow them around. But that's nature. But that's that way it is this time of year. The little squirrels, from dawn to dusk, never stop, looking for that elusive nut. And watching out for everybody else too. They have a good time. And I know it's cold on them, but they're so relaxing. Well, anyway, hope you enjoyed these. This is what stepped in front of the cameras last week, so tune in next week as the ridge turns. So God bless, take care, and I'll see you next time.